A political corruption works by having an equal corrupt legal system to protect it. Coming up. O Sullivan. Remember the name O Sullivan. This is the guy who attacked General Mkhwanazi immediately, or should I say, an hour later after General Mkhwanazi released that explosive allegations against Senzo Mchunu.
We have Mkhwanazi, the Commissioner of Police for Natal, suddenly calling a press conference, and in that press conference he dishes the Minister of Police, and he makes a lot of allegations in that press conference. And although he only made those allegations at midday today, I've had an opportunity to go through them. And some of them, the ones that I have been able to go through and ascertain, I'm satisfied that they're false allegations, which means Mkhwanazi is on a mission of his own. Well, then the question is he on a mission of his own?
All right.
Or is Masemola part of that mission? Because Masemola is the Commissioner of Police. So the question is, did Mkhwanazi get permission from Masemola to hold a media conference where he slated the Minister of Police and other senior personnel in the police?
All right.
Or did he act on his own? And I think the investigation needs to discover who was behind his press conference today. And it also needs to discover why he was dressed in combat uniform. He's a police official. He's the head of KZN Provincial Police. He's not a task force member. So why was he wearing task force uniform? And why was he having task force members on both sides of him? It's almost like he's challenging who? The government? He's challenging the police? Who is he challenging? And he's sending out all these people around him. If you have a look at the pictures, it's very, very clear. He's surrounded by people with R5 weapons, and they're all wearing masks, so we can't see who they are.
Okay, Paul, I must come in there.
Opinion, it looks dangerously suspicious, and it looks dangerously like he's threatening a coup.
I want to go back. You said that even though it's been a few short hours, you managed to go back and look at some of what Mkhwanazi presented to the public today, and you have established that some of those are false allegations. Just enumerate for us, Paul, which ones you say, even just with a quick investigation, do not stand up to scrutiny.
Well, there's a number of them, and I don't think I want to go into them. And the reason why I don't want to go into them is because Mkhwanazi has acted unlawfully.
First of all, look at how he accuses Mkhwanazi here of lying, but without bringing any evidence to counteract Mkhwanazi's allegations. He just shoots in the air to say Mkhwanazi is lying, but there is no substantial reasons of why he is saying that. That's mistake number one. This guy is exposing himself. That means he doesn't have any reason, he doesn't have any evidence to accuse Mkhwanazi of lying, because he knows that Mkhwanazi is telling the truth.
He's put in the public domain details of criminal investigations which are still ongoing, and that's unheard of. What the police should never ever do is publish the blow-by-blow details of criminal investigations that are still ongoing, because by doing so, they're undermining the criminal justice system. He undermines the judiciary, he undermines the National Prosecuting Authority, and in effect, he gives an opportunity to criminal underworld to get off on crimes that they may or may not have committed before the trial has even begun. And it's just unheard of. So what I'm now doing, in fact, I've sent an email today to Masemola, and I've copied the president, and I've said I'm now calling for a judicial commission of inquiry into what the hell is going on in the police service of this country, because it's completely unacceptable. And why is he wearing task force uniform? Why did he have 6 men on either side of him wearing task force uniform with masks on and brandishing firearms? It was a media presentation. So what, was he afraid of the media? What did he think would happen to him at that conference? How much did it cost the taxpayer for him to be standing there? And by the way, he had pretty much the whole of the KZN Provincial Police Service there with him. So they were all there on a Sunday. He calls this impromptu press conference and he lies to the media. and we need to get to the bottom of it. But I can tell you, he's triggered something which may just be the end of his life in the police service.
Just tell us more on that point, Paul. What do you mean?
Well, the reality is he wasn't authorized to do what he did. If Masemola authorized him to do what he did, the two of them can go down together, because I'm calling for a judicial commission of inquiry. I have today written to the minister, and I've asked the minister, without overreaching his executive powers, to arrange for Masemola and Mkhwanazi to be suspended until we can get to the bottom of what their conduct is actually involved in and where it's leading.
Look at what he says he did. He says already within short space of time after Mkhwanazi has released those allegations, then Paul has already immediately sent email to who? To Mkhwanazi, Minister Senzo Mkhwanazi, and copied Cyril Ramaphosa, telling them to do what? Telling them to suspend General Mkhwanazi and Masemola. He's ordering them what they must do. He's ordering the minister, Senzo Mkhwanazi, and Cyril what to do. Totally exposing his relationship with these two, with the minister, Mkhwanazi, and Cyril. It tells you that this guy has got a certain proximity with these two, with minister and Cyril. And it seems like he has some level of some power, like he wields some level of power where he tells the minister and the president what to do. This guy is just a normal forensic investigative consultant. Where did he get such power to tell the minister what to do, let alone the president?
He's overstepped his mark. It's not the job of a provincial commissioner to start accusing the government, the judiciary, the National Prosecuting Authority, and the Minister of Police, for that matter, of being criminals. And that's what he did today. And I want to see that man fall, and the sooner the better.
There is nothing wrong about attacking somebody as long as you have evidence. But attacking somebody without evidence makes us think that you are protecting someone. Is Paul protecting someone? Now, who is Paul O Sullivan? Paul O Sullivan is a forensic investigative consultant, a guy who has been a close friend to Cyril from way back. This is a guy who has been part of CR17, pushing for Cyril to be a president. And again, this is a guy who is implicated in defending Cyril's Phala saga. He defended Cyril with everything he has. This guy is, or should I say, has played dirty game when it comes to defending Cyril from Phala, and of course attacking Arthur Fraser in the process. Now, what I would like you to take a look at, guys, is the way he attacked Arthur Fraser. And look at the pattern. He attacked Arthur Fraser with no evidence of whatever he was saying against Arthur Fraser. And guess what? He did the very same thing with General Mkhwanazi, attacking Mkhwanazi, claiming that Mkhwanazi is lying with no evidence to back up his claims. That's Paul for you.
Case of Arthur Fraser, everyone says he exposed the robbery. There was no robbery, there was a house break-in, to my knowledge, and I haven't investigated it, even though Arthur Fraser says I did, which is a lie. They prized the party out, they stole some money, and they made off. Cyril wasn't in the country. I believe he was in Addis Ababa at the time. In fact, I know he was there. So you've got this theft that takes place. Somebody at the farm finds out about it. They tell police, a major general in the police, not Carl, and the major general in the police then takes it upon himself to deal with the matter. Arthur Fraser can accuse Cyril of not opening a docket. Hang on a minute. Cyril didn't go around at night looking for the people that stole the money. So this major general in the police, he's the guy that thought he would make himself famous. But the problem is nobody knew anything about this Major General in the police. I knew a lot about him because he was on my radar screen back in 2006 and 2007 when he was arrested for corruption. He was the chairman of the bid committee that decided to appoint his chummy as the head of security for the NPA and make millions of rand in the process. In my opinion, he was a sleeper. Arthur Fraser wanted Walter Röder to get close to the president. Why? Because Arthur Fraser wants to overthrow the president. Why? Because with the current president in place, Arthur Fraser has a really good chance of spending quite a few years in prison. He made a really big mistake because when he decided to pick on me, by accusing me of helping Walter Röder to track down these people and kidnap them and torture them and all the rest of it, I decided, what the hell, you know what? I'm coming for you, pal. And that's what I've done. So I've now opened another charge against him. Arthur Fraser committed a criminal offense in releasing Jacob Zuma from prison. And the offense he committed was intended to ingratiate himself, not just with Jacob Zuma, but this whole RET faction. He's the hero in their eyes. Nothing in that docket of Fraser is worth investigating. It's absolute rubbish. In my opinion, I've seen no evidence of any crime that's been committed by Cyril Ramaphosa.
Back in 2020, there was an article from Pretoria News suggesting that Paul O Sullivan is indeed implicated in Phala Phala saga. So it is very clear that Paul O Sullivan is indeed defending Cyril Ramaphosa, as he has been always doing all these years. And he is not even aware that by so doing, by defending Senzo Mchunu, he is connecting the dots between Mchunu and Cyril, which means he's just dropping Cyril right in the middle of this General Mkhwanazi and Senzo Mchunu saga. Another person of interest is Mary de Haas, or should I say Professor Mary de Haas. Remember the name, Mary de Haas. A guy who brought our attention to this Mary de Haas is none other than Mbuyiseni Ndlozi on his tweet. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi tweets this: as people seeking a crime-free society, especially the fight against organized crime, we all should be extremely careful of two people, Mary de Haas and Paul O Sullivan. They are not on the side of the people. Oh my goodness. I couldn't agree more with Mbuyiseni Ndlozi here. Listen to this Mary de Haas lady, or should I say professor. Listen to her here.
How did you receive these news, especially at the back of the constant political killings, as well as an increasing crime rate in that particular province?
Look, this question must be dealt with in terms of what General Mkhwanazi said. Now, first of all, it's completely out of order for a provincial commissioner to make an announcement like this targeting the minister. It's completely out of order. He's a provincial commissioner. If he has these problems, if he thinks the minister is criminal, he must give the evidence to somebody to investigate. It's like, as somebody said to me, he's dressed as if he's threatening a coup. Okay, now I want to deal with the substance of what he said and its impact on crime, because there are two related aspects here. The crime intelligence arrest. He's sitting there, he's apparently with people, again, who have been arrested and against whom there is a stack of evidence that I have personally seen for crime intelligence looting. That's the one thing. The other thing is the overlap between crime intelligence and the political killings trafficking. Now, General Khumalo heads both crime intelligence and the trafficking. What Mkhwanazi is saying is quite disgraceful. He's basically covering for people who are innocent until proven guilty, but are charged with serious offences. And it is not his job as a provincial commissioner. Look, we know he's angry about the disbandment of the task team, but that should have happened years ago. It's achieved virtually nothing except to cover up for politicians at millions of rands cost to taxpayers.
So, South Africans, now you know, Paul O Sullivan and Mary de Haas, they are not for you, They don't stand for justice in South Africa. They are pure criminals, defending the criminal cartel, including our president in South Africa. All of you guys who support General Mkhwanazi, please listen to those two and don't take anything coming out of their mouth. Treat those two as your enemies and don't heed anything they're saying. What do you say? Let me hear your comment below. And of course, if you're coming for the first time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hashtag hands off Mkhwanazi. Please, guys, let's pray for General Mkhwanazi.